Hey, from the Minneapolis airport. It snowed here this morning. Holy Fruit Loops. This Texan is not ready for snow the last week in April. But I was at a great conference this morning and I had a wonderful conversation with a woman. We were talking about her teenage son who is he's a good kid and he stands up for his friends and he does what's right. And I started thinking about how we can build young people who are strong enough to be unpopular, to make unpopular decisions. Being popular is incredibly important, having friendships, particularly in junior high and high school. But how do we make kids who are tough enough to sometimes make unpopular decisions or stand up for what they know is right? The key is how we talk about being good people. Oftentimes when we talk to kids, we talk about being a good boy or being a good girl as though it's just a part of their very nature. Like being a good person is part of your nature. But the danger in doing that is that we're taking all autonomy and choice away from the children. Instead of saying you're just a good boy, you're a good girl, talk to them about they make good choices or they exhibit good behavior. When you frame it in those terms, instead of it just being about they have a good nature, they're a good boy or a good girl naturally, you let them see that they are in control. They have power over whether they're a good person or not. And that control is very critical. That helps them to understand that their behavior is actually what chooses how other people perceive them and whether they're a force for good in this world or not. If you focus on just the fact that they're a good boy or a good girl, one of two things could happen. They could think if they do something bad, oh my gosh, well, I was a good boy, but I did this bad thing, so now I must be a bad person. Or on the flip side, I've known some kids who said, well, I'm a good person, so it doesn't matter that I said this really mean thing that hurt somebody's feelings. I know I'm a good person, because they just believe that they're a good person, and yet they go around leaving a trail of hurt feelings behind them. If you want to raise a kid who's strong enough to be unpopular, to make unpopular decisions, or stand up for the little guy, focus on your child's behavior and their choices. That gives them the power to become a good person, rather than just telling them that they're a good person just because they are. You always want to affirm your child, but in this case, it's great to affirm their behavior and their choices over just simply telling them that they're good, because they might think that that's an accident. And being a good person, making good, tough choices, that's never an accident. So tell them what's so great about them, and then they will be tough enough to make unpopular decisions if they have to.